You know, from Gabby's brain injuries to head injuries from Iraq and Afghanistan, doctors are literally probing the brain in ways that weren't possible just a few years ago. Some of that progress is happening right here in Phoenix, too. A few years ago, Mesa's Daniel Fulton moved to Telluride to work, but mostly to snowboard. That was his dream. But he had a horrific accident that put him in a coma with a 10% chance of living. Today, thanks to treatment from Barrow Neurological Institute and years of his own hard work, Daniel's back on his snowboard.
I really don't remember. I guess with a brain injury, you don't remember your accident.
Daniel Fulton can't remember 6 months before his accident or 6 months after it. What he does remember is always loving snow and tearing through it on his snowboard. His mom, Kathy, took him to Sunrise Ski Resort when he was 4, and Daniel was hooked. After high school, he moved to Telluride.
He went there to work as little as possible, to snowboard as much as possible.
December 9th, 2009, a day Daniel can't remember, is etched in his mother's memory forever.
I got a phone call, and they told me that he was being airvac to Grand Junction, and to get up there as quick as possible. He was still alive.
While snowboarding, Daniel slammed into a tree and suffered a traumatic brain injury.
This was the one I was wearing.
The cracks in his helmet give you an idea of how hard he hit. There's no doubt, doctors say, this helmet saved his life.
I wouldn't be here.
His brain shook inside of his skull, and there's probably not much in his brain that wasn't damaged some way.
Daniel's life was teetering on the edge.
He had a 10% chance of surviving the first 72 hours, and then we were told he had about a 10% chance of coming out of his coma.
The Fultons were asked if they wanted to donate his organs. A doctor in Grand Junction kept saying Daniel was unresponsive, but one day, Daniel's first love, the snow, proved otherwise.
It started snowing, and she talked to Daniel, and she said, "Look, Daniel, it's snowing." He turned his head and looked outside, and, you know, we knew he was going to get better.
Daniel pulled through and eventually stabilized after 4 weeks in the hospital. In early 2010, he came to Barrow Neurological Institute in Phoenix.
We're going to put together a program that's going to help them get back to adjusting to their injury and get back to meaningful activity, work, school.
In many ways, Daniel had to start over with eating, talking, standing up straight, and walking.
We think about being able to talk on the phone, order at a drive-through, you know, be able to call for pizza, those kind of things.
And he couldn't do that.
At that time, no.
Alicia Blank is Daniel's speech and language pathologist. She and everyone on this journey with Daniel marvel at his progress. He has to use a walker, but he can move on his own. He rock climbs, swims, and hits the gym.
Just because.
Daniel works at this Mesa snowboard shop and at Allstate Insurance. His words may sound a little slow, but Daniel says his brain processes words quickly, just like before his accident.
If not quicker.
You know, talking to me is one thing, but being able to talk to customers and people that they enjoy and sell equipment that they love is really, it's as a therapist, very, very rewarding.
What's rewarding for Daniel is still being able to enjoy his passion, the snow. Thanks to Telluride's assisted ski and snowboard program, he's gotten back on his board. That's him in the bright yellow pants, carving through the snow again.
Like feeling the wind in my face, and just being a part of the sport I love.
He just loves it. Went back to Telluride and everything. I can't imagine just having the guts to do that.
I was going to say, the courage to be back on a board again.
Exactly. He is so strong. Now, part of Daniel's brain damage is permanent, but doctors tell me that the brain can also it can kind of rewire itself even after a traumatic event.
Yeah. Okay, so what is he going to do in the future?
Well, he wants to move out of his home. He had to move back in with his parents, so he wants to move out soon, move out on his own. He also plans to enroll at ASU, so he wants to go back to college. Here's the thing to remember about really any brain injury. They're all different. Dr. Rumble, one of Daniel's doctors, she confirmed something that I heard about brain injuries years ago, and she said, you know what, it is true. What we know about the brain, even today, is still dwarfed by what we don't know about the brain.
We wish him all the best.
You bet.